Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to create a cool button hover effect using CSS, but not just any way. We are going to do it in 3 different ways, starting from a basic technique and moving toward a more efficient and modern one. Let's dive in. First things first, we need a button to work with. Here is the basic HTML structure of our button. Now let's add some initial CSS to style it and make it pop. We have a basic styling for our button. Let's add the key part, the after pseudo element, which is where the magic happens. What's happening here? We have width 120%, makes it a little wider than the button, so it stretches beyond its edges. For a nice visual effect, we give it a position absolute so that it's placed relative to the button. Left minus 10% shifts it slightly to the left, ensuring the background looks centered around the button. Z-index -1 places the pseudo element behind the button. We also add a transition 0.2 seconds for smooth animation later. As for height and top, we set the initial height to 33.33%, meaning it covers 1/3 of the button's height, and top the same percentages positions it in the middle third of the button. This will change on hover to give that expanding effect. Now that we have the base styles in place, let's animate the background using height and top. This method works, but it's not the most efficient, as I will explain. Animating height and top can be problematic. First, it's not as smooth as other options because changing layout related properties like height can cause the browser to overflow, which is a heavier process for the browser to handle. This can lead to junky animations, especially if you have a lot of elements on the page. It's just not the most efficient way to animate things. Let's move to more efficient solution, which clip path. This approach allows us to create a custom shapes and define exactly where we want our animation to happen. With the clip path, we are starting with a polygon that essentially divides the button into 3 horizontal slides. On hover, the shape expands to cover the entire button. This method is more efficient, but it's not perfect. Why? Well, let's check out caniuse.com to see the browser support. As you can see, while ClipPath is supported in many modern browsers, but as you see, it's partial support for most of them. So it is still not fully supported across the board, especially for our browsers. This might be an issue. So while ClipPath is cool, it's not always the most reliable solution. But don't worry, there is an even better option: Transform. Finally, the best practice is to use Transform. Why? Well, Transform is super efficient for performance and has a rock-solid browser support. Let's see how that works. Here we are using the Transform property to scale the height of the pseudo element. We start by scaling it down to 33% using scale 0.33 on hover. We simply create it up to its full height with scale Y1. This method is smoother and faster because transforms are handled by the browser's GPU, making it the most efficient solution. Alright, so there you have it. We have looked at 3 different ways to create this hover effect. First, we used the old school height and top method. Then we tried the clip path, which has more flexible but not fully supported across all browsers. Finally, we landed on the best option, Transform. It's fast, efficient, and universally supported. See you in the next video.